sis. Welcome back to House Odyssey and, more importantly, to more Final Fantasy XIV Online. Where last left off, we did one hell of a revamping, reconstruction, just total enhancement of a freaking train. We loaded up with 2 ballistas, a whole bunch of lightning rods to protect us from lightning damage, and made it crash right into the fortress, keep locking this place up. It was awesome, and it actually led to another dungeon, the Vanguard, which was really awesome. I did have some trouble on the second boss there, but after that, it was smooth sailing. And we finally ended up in Yysaulani and Erinville's village, or what we think is his village. The whole place looks like it hasn't been touched in years, even though it has been confirmed this place had people coming and going through here recently. So this shouldn't be like this. Rahati had theorized that this may be because of the fact that this place, that everything that we've been dealing with, have been from a different reflection of the source. That's what apparently the gates to the Golden City led to, another reflection. Surprising, I know. And in the midst of trying to explore and figure out what the hell is going on around here, we come across a queen, apparently, of these soldiers that Jiralja had taken over. Which I'm still skeptical of her, because we don't know what we're dealing with here. A royal welcome. Alizé is inclined to keep a close eye on the queen, as am I, to be honest. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. Let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphene as well. Right. Hopefully we can glean something out of this, because I'm still trying to make heads or tails of it. East Yysaulani. Look at the animal life. It's like they've been turned into soldiers, into these mechanical soldiers too. Look, it's neither Allegan, not Magitech, none of that. It's a whole nother thing altogether. A most unusual farm, but the produce appears normal enough. This is a farm? Oh wow, it is a farm. It's a relief to see the people here are well, at least. The innovations of Alexandria are nothing short of extraordinary. Those brick buildings. I've seen their like before, though I cannot remember where. Oh, I talked to Crowd. Have you ever seen such strange contraptions? I wonder what this one's used for. From the looks of it, it seems to be watering the plants and giving it sunlight at the same time. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Terral. They're completely different from ours. I had no idea what all those scenes do. We settled upon this approach after some trial and error. The Terrali have their own methods of farming, which they want to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. What? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. Electrope. Wow. But yeah, from the looks of it, it looks like it's providing both water and sunlight to the plants. It seems to be doing it automatically too. I hate to admit it, but that's actually quite innovative. Where's this ether current? It's supposed to be around here. Is it up there? Probably is. Yeah, I think it's up here. Can I get up here though? Apparently I can. Yep, there it is. the next one. That's how many so far in this area? Great. Damn. Riverkeep Ward. So, were the people in Yysaulani moved out here when Xaralta took over or something? I see an ether right over there too. A little more west. Yeah, there's people here. And farm life. So I guess it's good to know that they're not dead or injured or anything like that. This has to be Sphene's doing. She is as benevolent as she says she is. Much on the other side of the wall. Sometimes I feel like it's better to find the ether currents after you got into the last quest of the area, where it gives you an ether current in the main scenario. That way you know you found the entire region, so you can actually find these ether currents. But it's kind of nice to try to find them as you go as well. So this is the outskirts. It looks like a mix of the Yysaulani's buildings with the technology they found in that reflection. It's a rather lively settlement, isn't it? In defiance of this ceaseless gloom, almost. It's fascinating how they've combined traditional bricklaying with electro-based engineering. A curious blend of two cultures. Right? I'll admit, I've seen nothing particularly suspicious. Yet. Agreed. This is a Watson village, or at least it was, before the dome and these strange contraptions. It's a relief to see people here are well. Hopefully the same can be said for everyone in Yysaulani. What is this music?
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Somewhat. Hard to notice with the looming tower over our head.
Queen Sphene? What business brings her here, I wonder?
What are those contraptions
The
on our
queen
heads?
has come!
Everyone seems to be in happy spirits, at least. If not a bit creepy.
You look well, Paquine. And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Namachi.
Does he?
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people.
Ah, that's what she meant.
And I should like to know them as best I can. Even the most trifling details.
Okay, yep, she's definitely like Wilco Matt.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
Hell,
That's
Dad's
it.
taught her that.
Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty,
You honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolo's vow of resolve Wuk-Lamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
Thanks.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Where are my manners? I am Papone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Time really has fluctuated out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawautanri to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kavkiwa?
Kavkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Curious.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yysaulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
Wait, has he met her?
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
So can't say much with the soldiers around. Guess the soldiers hear some things, Yralja will too.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
I wonder if it's the same with everyone else.
You needn't push yourself, Papone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
30 years?
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
You tell me 30 years inside this dome has passed. Well, it's only been, what,
Absurd
a couple
though
of
it may
days
sound,
outside
there
of
is
it?
no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Yralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
That's what he meant. Time had passed into 3 decades for him, but for us, it's only been a few days.
30 years. Little wonder Yralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
I guess when I arrived in the first, it was only like, what, less than 7... It's about 7 years that passed since you first tried summoning me there. Do you suppose time is still passing faster in here?
I was able to make contact with Yysaulani not long ago via link pearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern.
Oh, good.
And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes. after which the dome was forced into the source's temporal flow.
So it's time to be stable here right now. Hopefully.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sphene, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yysaulani.
Maybe, but if 30 years have passed, they might end up being
Even
older.
if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
I'll believe you. I'm still trying to make heads or tails with this myself.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
True. It's clear that she does care for these people. I still have my reservations, but we'll see. We'll see. Get tuned to this ether ride first before I forget. Enjoying farmlands with the queen of another nation is not how I expected to spend my day. Agreed. The Electro has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but it hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. Well, that's nice, I suppose. We went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone would appreciate that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Torelli tongue is surprisingly similar to the Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, the Alexandrians and Torelli have learned a great deal from one another. And I am sure there is much you wish to learn as well, so please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Alright. Day in the life. Sphene is eager to show you around. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yysaulani's Halo. Or Yysaulani's Halo, I guess. I don't know. It is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're up to Yysaulani's Halo. I'm still questioning what's those little beacons on their heads. Like, what's up with that? I need to know, because I'm worried it's gonna be something significant that we need to worry about later. Because Sphene isn't wearing one, but it looks similar to that headset that Zorolja was wearing. Or was it a helmet, I guess? I guess I can jump over it. Allow me to introduce you to Mahuswa. What? I mean, Mahausa, I guess? I don't know. I swear the names in this the names in Tyrol drive me crazy to pronounce. One of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen Sphene, to what are this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's alright. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of host would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your Majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahuswa. Mahausa, I guess? I don't know. Trying to pronounce these names without actually hearing them is a pain in the ass. I'd love to see this opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead. I'll keep Sphene company. Don't misunderstand. I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be certain not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wigglemat's watchful fly. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken to the other farmhands. Alright. Alright, let's have ourselves a look around. Dang, that opened close quick. Just snapped open. What's one of them now? Rise. Light level spirit to be fine. Thanks for the power source. What do you know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watching the crops, getting the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how to best carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. Land and sky being what they are, pursuing the rich harvest makes for constant work. But honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. I see. And then. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site then. You can say that, yes. Well, this here's the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is on the ground, much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. This is the entrance. How big of a storehouse is that? Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. So we even got a few beds down there for emergencies. That's not a storehouse, that's a whole ass bunker. Parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and intellectual complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there they find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. And that's how most jobs are. Can't say I take any satisfaction in mine. I hate working there at FedEx. Kepewi. I think that's how I pronounce it. You're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier? That's true? That's true. Yes, it is. So it is. This means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have any desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at Yysaulani's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat and poultry, and eggs. Tending to the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. When you think about it, you really have to think that farmers or those that work with livestock have the strongest backbone to have to do this. You have to take care of, nurture, and breed these animals, all for them to be shipped out to be eaten. Well, we need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Sure thing. Seriously, farmhands got the strongest backbone I've ever seen. Dealing with that. But yeah, if you're working with livestock, you gotta worry about not getting too attached. Don't wanna end up crying seeing your best friend turn into a freaking chicken pot pie. Do they make chicken pot pie have livestock? I wouldn't know. I don't eat it. I don't eat pot pie. I don't like pot pie. You hear me? I don't like pot pie. I'm a very picky eater. I eat my burgers. Burgers, for example. I take my burgers a certain way every single time, no matter where I eat from. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I get that you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. Then let's return to Mahuswa. I guess. Damn, this cough. Excuse me. Well, what are your impressions at the farm? Everything was surprisingly normal. At least everyone loves the work. I thought it was quite impressive. Everything was surprisingly normal, to say the least. That's what it got me. Oh, that's comforting to hear. Your words serve to affirm that my people did not work with undue strain. And what do you think of our little tour, Lemity? What did you call me? Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. It was out of the blue, though. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome such harsh environments is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. Is that a silo? It's a system that controls the distribution of water from fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. I wonder why. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taking in water that has a strong lightning charge. I feel like that's a raise a bit more concern. I think some creatures have been charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river to use as a source. The system should return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Let me guess, they're gonna have to send us to deal with that, aren't you? We can take care of it if you like. Yep, called it. We get stuck with it. We always get stuck with this. That is most gracious of you to offer, but it's too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the vow of resolve of Tuliola. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. It's true. And Kokozan is ever stranger. He's even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Then very well. I gratefully accept. But please take all care. You have nothing to worry about. So let's go even faster if you and I search for lightning charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Good hunting. Time to put my sights to work. Static. Not gonna lie, that lighting still concerns me. The tower even more so. Yep, here we go. Thunder Spirit. I don't need that. The hotkey's on here, the macro's on here, but we good. Can't go through here. Yep, it's big enough. I'm tiny. Come on. The water's not too high for me, I can't breathe. The Thunder Spirit. All taken care of. Does it help with the water problem? Ah, you're both alright. Thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guest. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed, with this, we don't have to ask Zeraltus Machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction of the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sphene. Sounds like Zeralta. That's enough, Mahaswa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later, but to speak of the king now. No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. And people are quite pride joy. Is it? And it's raining now. Okay then. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. You seem a good sort, Sphene. That's I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. We used to be called that. I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. The ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Something Zeralta can't see. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. let's move on, shall we? I suppose. On the cloud, Sphene would take you back to the outskirts. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. Thank you kindly. Yeah, let's head back. The others are probably gleaned something from the situation by now. And hopefully Aaronville may have found something regarding his mother. Hopefully. There's so much of Alexandria I would love to show you. I'm certain. You hear that? No. Hear what? What's going on?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Time? Time for what? Oh, now I'm concerned.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right.
Namika?
What's the matter, dear?
It's Namika.
It can't be.
That means 30 years had
That's
passed.
the bangle I gave to Namika.
She's aged so much.
You know her.
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
3 decades.
Namika,
Just
it's
like
me.
everyone else.
Wuklamat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
Soul cells.
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
What are soul cells?
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
How much of Turali culture has really been mixed in with that of Alexandria?
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There, we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
She must have been waiting for Wilco Matt the whole time.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
Right. We should leave her be.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end.
That's good, at least.
Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower.
True.
In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining.
It's been so long since we brought up anything regarding the Ascians.
Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
It does raise a question that I've been thinking about before, but never really voiced. Do other reflections know that they're living in a reflection of the source? Then again, having that kind of knowledge will probably cause some kind of existential crisis, like knowing that your world is nothing, is maybe its own, but it's still a fragment or a shard of an original world, among countless others, few of which are gone now, thanks to the Ascians and their whole plan to start the rejoining for Zodiark. So knowledge of what reflections of the reflections are would be pretty scarce among each one, or at least among the ones that are still around.
If I may clarify, The barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm.
Cataclysm?
The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
Zeralja brought them here, no doubt.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
But that was a quick change of subject.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zeralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zeralja do as he pleases.
Right.
But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zeralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
Right, we're doing all this to get rid of him. We plan to put him
fair
into the
question.
sword.
Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty.
True. I'm sure Wilclamac can agree on that, though.
Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
Thunder Yards. Alright.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
I guess that's all we're gonna get. What was that?
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What? The device. Oh, when someone passes, do they just become wiped from everyone's memory?
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
How can you not know who she is?
When people
You're
pass
in
away, do
charge
their
here.
memory just...
She was under your care.
Did the memory of them just go away when someone passes?
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Oh, they become stored? How the... It's those devices on their heads. That's what it is, isn't it?
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
And this is getting worse, more and more curious and more concerning. And it has to do with that Everkeep, doesn't it? This is very unsettling. We'll see how it is with other people. As far as I could tell, Sphene genuinely had no recollection of Namika. I've never seen nor heard of anything like this before. What's going on? How could Sphene suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to the others as well, I wonder? There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetherites. Alright. But after what happened with Sphene, I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's the same with others. Which makes this a lot more concerning than it already was. It's gotta be from those devices on their heads, whatever those things are. Because his was blinking for a bit, right after Sphene had left. An old woman named Namika. I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. I do recall caring for someone until recently. And you say it was a woman named Namika? Well, I can't say for certain if it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. What the hell is the cloud? You say the memory of her is stored there? What's that? Do I know Namika? Never met anyone by that name, and I've worked the outskirts for a good while now. If she spent time here, I would remember. And that's the case for everyone. Surprised to get rain here with this dome in the way. So I guess the same everywhere else. So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act too, and I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Sphene seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed, if we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Kachiwa instead. Sphene said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. Now let's gonna move on. Huh? What is that? Possible. Is that thing watching us? What is it? Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We better destroy it. Ah! I don't think it's dangerous. But it is suspicious. Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. Might be worth asking it some questions. Anvil, you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Yes, sir? Kind of been zoning out a couple times lately. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to check it down. I'm getting a bit concerned about Erenville now. Well, it's not that far. I could probably... Oh, wait, it's behind the wall. That's right. Never mind. Sign of Iraha. Do not see it. It's faster than it looks. Sign of it's over here. Nothing but birds over here. That voice. Could be. Wait, you recognize his voice? Well, that is not concerning in the slightest. There it is. Shoot into a tunnel. You found it? Yeah, head northeast into a tunnel, I think. To the northeast. Then it must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. What is that thing? An old coal mine. It appears to have long since been abandoned, like so many other places. I think it's safe to assume we went into the mines. The stones in these crates could be turquoise. So I went in here. I heard faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone. We're still going in, of course. This may be a trap, but be ready for a fight, everyone. Right. I just need to go in here too. Oh, look at me. It would appear no one has worked these tunnels for quite some time. I'm not worried. We've had to improvise countless times before, after all. That is true. The device made with electrode seems to be the only one here. The silence just keeps going. I hear several people up ahead. Can't seem to make out the conversation with the echo. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. Right. Whoa. What is this place? Hello there. What are you? Exactly.
What is this?
It looks like a machine. Huh?
Ironville!
It was a trap.
A trap?
It really is you!
Hold up. How did you know Ernville's birth name?
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Ylderspear!
My darling what now?
Lencipia. Ernville's name. Ernville's birth name, anyway. And right. Now I remember we're the only ones that heard it. The others haven't.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Fussy little bun bun?
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
That's his mom?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Gulu Jaja's kitten?
Oh.
I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Ylderspear was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
How did she turn to this?
I'm sorry?
Oh, this won't do. Come in. Come in! Friends of my Ylderspear are always welcome.
Ylderspear.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Well, excuse us. We were surprised too. So this a settlement or something? Right, I'm trying to make heads or tails of this myself. What the hell is going on
I
around
was
here?
starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
Yeah, I'd say you get used to it, but even Even this is strange for us. I can't say I understand what's going on, but at least that Kiwa is safe. The Elegans had machines that could be controlled remotely. He's using something similar to communicate with us. I would hope so. At this point, I doubt anything could possibly surprise me. That's a life of adventure, Cryo. Get used to it. Aaronville's mother is a floating machine. Right, that makes about as much sense as everything else so far. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world who could quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, we'll need to ask her. I would think so. Gone and forgotten. Aaronville's conflicted about this long-fated reunion. Let's hear what she has to say. I like the vibe music in here. It's like some lo-fi ambiance. It's nice. It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the students of Valdesian. It's been a while since I've heard that name. Do I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, this? It's just a body that I control remotely. I use this for operations. Operations? We're members of a resistance organization, Oblivion, we call ourselves, and our goal is to thwart Zoraja's ambitions for conquest. As the leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't be easily found. I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are. Truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is... As I expect you've already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Yeah, we've gathered that. Stopping such a fusion of was Oblivion's original mission. Then does that mean you know who is, or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. That was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zoraja. But we failed to do that, and now he's taking his army outside the dome. Oh, they don't have those devices on their heads. And if you wear those strange devices on your heads, does that have something to do with your work? There's one in front of us. You mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electro technology, and that we don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Geode, eh? Regulators have two primary functions. First, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulator expands a soul to bring them back to life. That's what was going on with Zoraja. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. Souls are a common resource in payment for services rendered. That is kind of messed up. Souls shouldn't be treated like that. The void-sent practice of consuming others for their ether comes to mind. And similarly, I expect the act comes with some risks. That's right. Zero explained that to us. When absorbing souls, it becomes a part of you. Wouldn't the consciousness of others corrupt your own? Right. Having someone else's soul and mind a part of yours would cause some kind of mix-up, wouldn't it? That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. Memory management? Then the reason everyone has forgotten Namika's existence. The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer. So if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being is that the regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people of Everkeep's core system so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. Oh. I had a feeling that's what it was, but I wasn't totally sure. So to avoid the pain of loss, they remove the memory of that person after they've passed on. So this is what is meant by the memories being in the cloud. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and are archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. Jeez. Here's an example. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, the soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. Wait, that's what they were extracting from the people when they attacked Yysaulani. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for redistribution and consumption. That is all kinds of wild. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here. On the surface, it's similar to the Yakoi's philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Instead of preserving the memory, it feels like he's just locking it away. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. It all comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used electrobes to devise a means to save what lives they could so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that Yysaulani would also accept this way of living. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. What changed their minds? Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. people have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Sphene didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Oh, so you've already met? She's the one who suggested to come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She also said she wants to help us stop Zeralja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice. Live with the risk of true death, or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I know just the person to show you, and as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me, and you'll find out. Alright. Quest accepted. And what the hell? Stupid controllers messing with Naruto. Hang on, gotta fix it. Why I had that controller still on? Again, damn it. Hang on. I'm trying to fix this. Damn. Almost. I think I got it. Yep, there we go. What? Note to self, unplug controller when using Naruto. If you don't need it anyway. A bit more. I think that's how I had it. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to get it set back straight. Damn it. Stupid controller. I had it right originally and then this happens. Okay. I'm curious to know who it is that's working on these things. So the regulators not only help keep people alive, but at the same time keeps them happy. Removing any memory of the deceased and keeping them stored in a cloud, so to speak. Everyone here? Good. It is the responsibility of the Thunder Yards hunters to fell any fiends around the wandering area. Which mean an acquaintance of mine, Striker, one of these hunters. Alright then. Either way, so to speak. It's so crazy how outside the dome it looks like it's a big purple field, but inside it's like this constant thundering blue sky, thundering clouds and everything. Kind of reminds me of the everlasting light in the sky from the first, before we got rid of that. You got defective sentries. These like soldiers that don't function properly or something. Just need these here. Given the opportunity, I should very much like to study Electro on behalf of the students. Oh, hiya, Georgie. Thanks for the 10 bits. While I am not blind to the potential benefits of these regulators, the risk inherent in giving another party the power to alter your memories cannot be overstated. Never mind the ethical considerations of using souls in such a fashion. Yeah, it does kind of leave a weird taste in my mouth thinking about that. Judging by its name, I take it this facility is used for gathering lightning energy. What do you think is in this box? I'm guessing food. Maybe? Probably equipment. Let's get this over with. Staka will show you what life can be like wearing a regulator. Alright then. Let's see it. She's wearing one herself. Takiko? What are you doing here? With so many friends. Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might observe you at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on. I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Queen Sphene's crown. But they aren't wearing anything at all. It must be dangerous for to be here without one. What if they get struck by lightning or attacked by beasts? I can assure you, they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything's go amiss, I will take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. Takiko said you're a hunter, but wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? It would, if not for the fact they're weak to lightning. Wait, really? They're weak to the very thing that powers majority of this place. Not to mention what gets fired out those vehicles of theirs. The Thunder Yard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? But these facilities are vital to the upkeeping of Alexandria's infrastructure. So it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Jeez, that lightning's loud. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. I brought this light here to see this danger you speak of, if it's not too much trouble to ask. Ah, of course. In which case, it'd be shame to waste my efforts on just any old beast. You all can handle yourselves in a fight, right? Because the ruck is slaying what critters you see nearby, there's a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. Well, 5 out of 6 of us can handle fighting. Your info will have to stay behind. I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should each slay what we can. Let's go then. Let's get our hands dirty some more. Maybe that's why these are defective sentries. They probably got struck by lightning and became inoperable, or just malfunctioning. That's probably why. Alright, let's see what any beasties we can just draw out here. Northeast, okay. Oh, there. Charge the whole town. Got some more of them. That takes care of my sake. Oh, lost a lot of health in those two fights, though. I'm about to come across something big here. Oh, I didn't even see what we're talking about. Hold up. one will do nicely. We'll help you. It's fine, really. I faced worse. Just watch. Okay. Whoa. I don't like the looks of this. Whoa! Oh no. Look out! Ah! And she's dead, isn't she? Yep. 12 preserve. She needs healing. And that happens. So that's what it is. The regulators bring them back from death. That was embarrassing. The bastard caught me off guard. He's just so casual about it. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. For some reason, I actually believe that. Oh. So it does more than just revive them and restore memory. It's some kind of limit remover. Seven hells. She just totaled that thing. So Roger did the same thing when he was fighting the little Jar Jar. Just like Zeralta. Come on, let's get out of here. That's concerning. That's also a function of the regulator. Yep, saw it herself once before. I think I understand now how Sriracha was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa, but I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. As soon as the regulator turned red, it was as if you were possessed. The movements became beast-like. Don't tell me. You empowered yourself with the soul of a beast. I'm reminded of the serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard who did the same. So you've crossed paths with one of the king's elite. Such a form can only be achieved from gorging yourself on souls. You could do the same, in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they'd allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, let's get back to getting back to work. Take care. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls, those of peoples and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. And what about the souls of beasts? They work much in the same fashion, imbuing you with the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you use the soul of a wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, as you saw with Striker. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails, claws, too many, and you'll become more beast than man. That's what happened to that soldier back in Vanguard. Changing one's form due to souls of other beings becomes more and more reminiscent of Void sense. Yet, unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea, different means to achieve similar ends. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. Well, that's dark to think about. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. The civilizations and its reflections are surprising indeed. That they are. Sphene speaks of lived experiences that suggest she's far older than she appears. Considering the power of these regulators, perhaps it's not so far-fetched. I've never seen it for myself, but it's said that if a beast's soul is potent enough, a single soul is enough to induce a monstrous transformation. That would be horrifying to see. I understand this is part of their culture, but it is no less disconcerting. When Emmett Zelk spoke of surprising civilizations and other reflections, I wonder if he had Alexandria in mind. Ooh, that makes a good point. Who knows? There was so hard. Emmett Zelk was such an amazing antagonist. It's so hard to understand his mind, but at the same time, you can't help but love his point of view after everything he's dealt with, after everything he's been through. He's really one of the best antagonists in this game, and I wish we could see him again. Having seen the beauty of the ethereal sea firsthand, I simply can't accept what they've done in Alexandria. While we all have our thoughts on souls, for now, the important thing is that we know what power Xeraza has at his disposal. It's one thing to separate corporeal ether from an incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented technology. This is no longer only Tilial's concern. With this newfound power, Xeraza has become a real threat to the entire world. Indeed, he has to be stopped, no matter the cost. We'll be the ones to stop him. The question is how? Embracing oblivion. Takiko regards you with concerned curiosity. I trust you've gained an insight into the use of souls in Alexandria. It's shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I expect you'll need some time to digest it all, but for now, let's head back to Earth and Sky. At this rate. Amity? There's something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head into the tunnel. Say so. But I'm gonna see if I can find that ether current that's around here. It's supposed to be somewhere to the west. Oh, I've got these things have guns. There it is. But that was seriously wild. To think to use souls like that, it's incredibly. It's extraordinary, that's for certain, but it's still, in moral standing, it's very much wrong. I mean, it essentially feels like keeping souls from being able to move on to the afterlife in that way. And holy crap, that's far away. We're going to have an ether current here. I mean, not an ether current, an etherite. Oh well. Oh, why? This Lamity was to discuss, I wonder. It's what if we could see firsthand how regulators are used, to draw upon even the souls of fiends. I started to imagine how powerful Yysaulani could become. Yeah, that would be bad. I understand the argument that we should keep an open mind. This practice is integral to their culture, but every fiber of my being rails against it. To think that everyone has lived here for 30 years, long enough to become accustomed to the way of life. What does Lamity want to talk about? I'm sorry for delaying this, but I have some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain that a wide gulf between Yysaulani and Alexandria. And while Yysaulani knows everything about us, we know hardly anything about what he's become. Indeed, we haven't seen what lies within that enormous tower ever keep. So here I'd like to make a proposal. And the lightning stopped for like 2 minutes! That is, we worked with Kakikwa and her people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, and we shouldn't be too quick to trust. But the fact remains that they share our desire to stop Yysaulani. Sphene too claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would cooperate with Oblivion instead? True. It's simple, really. The leader is Erenville's mother. Meanwhile, whatever Sphene may feel, she is the ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk in working with her, and less reason to take courage in her word. A fair point. And knowing Yysaulani, we must assume that his arrangement with Sphene was not made without some consideration. Right. Who can say that he doesn't have some way of keeping surveillance on Sphene or anyone else that's close by to her? For all we know, he could have been watching us the whole time we were in the outskirts. We just didn't know it. All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we can get would be welcome. Hold on. There's no guarantee that it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, I can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Yysaulani. As you say, we have no proof that it's actually Kakikwa. But I make my proposal in full awareness of this. I mean, it could possibly be her. She called you by your birth name, and as far as we know, the only ones that know that are our family and me. No one else has heard your birth name until recently. Whether we are going to war or driving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Yysaulani for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Erenville. You've always had great instincts, only from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment? If it's a trap, then we'll deal with it when it's wrong. It's always the way of it with you. Nah, you're learning. Fine. If you're set on this, then I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies. Well, I guess his concerns do make sense. Like, we've heard her voice, but we haven't yet actually see Kakiwa. Kakiwa. However the name is pronounced. Keep saying Kakiwa, Kakiwa. I think it's Kakiwa. That's how it's pronounced. I don't know why it's Kakiwa. Kakiwa, there's something I need to tell you and your people. We came here for no other reason than to strike down Yysaulani. But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to bring him to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose Yysaulani. In light of this, I propose that we work together to stop him once and for all. I realize that this is sudden, that it's a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. But I would trust in the conviction of anyone who shares my goal. So fight with me, I beg you. I mean, it sounds like a fair deal. Like, aligning interests and all. As you say, our goals align. But I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough going at it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you, my fussy little bun. He's all the reason I need. I'm gonna hold that over your head, you know that, right, Aaronville? Then it's decided. Here's to a fruitful collaboration. Thank you, Kakiwa. Everyone. Together, we'll achieve great things. I'm sure of it. And let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Yysaulani's whereabouts. Is there a palace inside that tower? After a fashion, the king resides on the uppermost level. But while Queen Sphene has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. What's more, his movements are highly classified. Even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at any given time, it could only be the Queen. Even if we don't know his whereabouts, Yysaulani will eventually march on Yysaulani again. That's when we go after him. The drawback is we'd have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also the possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. Now, knowing Yysaulani, I'm pretty sure he'd want to be out on the front line alongside them. No, he'll take the field. Right. The first invasion, he was there to face KuroZeraphimVT himself. He wouldn't be the type of ruler to just sit on the back line while letting the soldiers do all the fighting. No, he'll lead the command front line himself. What makes you so certain? My brother has always yearned to surpass our father. That's why he attacks Yysaulani. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him, so now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Kona, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants to do it to show everyone that he's superior to the Dawn Servant, and he won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of his presence here. Of our presence here. At that, I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous realm. But if he won't deign to appear, then we'll force him to do so. How do we go about doing that? Even as we gather intelligence, we make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Kona instead. He'll attack Yysaulani again, like he said he would. I see. If you believe this is the best approach, then we have no objections. Any campaign against Yysaulani requires that Zoraija lead his forces through Vanguard. We'll have lookouts keep an eye on it day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll need time to prepare the defenses. I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Yysaulani, and we'll make sure to keep our comrades appraised of developments. You can leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement. It seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zoraija to move, you do well to prepare for battle, and it begins with familiarizing yourselves with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh? I thought this place was it. Yeah, this isn't it? You'd be impressed to know that we're located right inside that tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. Seriously? Hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get you through the checkpoints. About that, Sphene said that she'd make it so we could enter without issue. She did? Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over the sentries. If I recall correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. I see. Perhaps you're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower entrance. Alright then. Before you head out, give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, eh? After all, names are good to know when you're working together. That's true. While Oblivion has operatives all over, we're the main crew here. I'm Geode, leader of the Side Out. And the dependable young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayakui. I'm Nostalgia. It's a pleasure to meet you. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Twins, eh? That explains the resemblance. Wayakui is a Tanawatan name, unless I'm mistaken. That's right. Our mother is Yysaulani and our father is Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both their cultures. We wanted to honor both cultures. Well, that's nice. I like that. They're beautiful names. Thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I like to think I carry a part of her with me. So, what made you decide to join Oblivion? We wanted to avenge our father. Avenger? What happened? Ambrose was his name, and years ago he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to the hope that he'd be released. But when months went by, with no word from or about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother. We didn't want to lose those of our father as well. They've all forgotten about him now, everyone who had known him. That bastard. Even here, he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometime later, we were approached by a member of Oblivion. Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to darken the mood. No, it's fine. It's nice to have some backstory. No, I appreciate you sharing this. Together we'll avenge your father. Thank you. Something tells me that you have what it takes. You introduce yourself too. Go on. It's pretty much the same story for me. And while mine is a Tanawatan name, I haven't the faintest of how things are outside of the barrier. It's my dream to go and see it with my own eyes, our mother's homeland. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it. It's true, especially that food. And that's us here. You'll meet others in the back room. That's our headquarters. Some of them are a little eccentric, but they have good hearts at all. Elena Sipa. One more thing. It isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Kakiwa. She talks about you so much, it's clear how important you are to her. That's all. Be good to your mother while you can, eh? Well, we'll let you go now. Feel free to use this hideout as you like. We appreciate it. Tender sword cake, ooh. 2 more step, please. I think we're about to get a cutscene. Meanwhile, in Everkeep, I'm about to see Sphene and Yysaulani. What in the world is this? Oh, there's Yysaulani and Sphene.
You've been consulting with Wook Lamont.
Maybe?
No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require, is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wook Lamont bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path.
He's not gonna care about any of that.
I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Yysaulani? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing.
Who's this? And what's to say you'll be satisfied killing Wook Lamont and Kona?
Is my only recourse. Wook Lamont and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
Oh, that's what you're upset about? That you couldn't do it, but we could?
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Wook Lamont, if you are father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuli Yolal.
What now?
There truly is no reasoning with Yysaulani, especially like this. Solution 9. Wook Lamont is eager to head to Everkeep. kinda am too, to be honest. I want to see that place. It takes no small amount of courage to oppose Zzaralja and his army. The members of Oblivion must be driven indeed. Zzaralja and Guayaki remind me of Alphino and myself. Similar, but so very different. We should chat sometime. Trade twin tales. That would be fun to say. That would be fun to join in on. 12 Hepper if she's mentioned anything embarrassing. Erenville, she's her mother. More than likely, she's mentioned many embarrassing things. That's what parents do. At long last, we're entering the tower. Not that I'm excited or anything. Not unduly. Graha, your adventurous spirit is showing. Of course, that's what I love about you. Alright, solution 9. Right, Takiwa is waiting. Let's head to the tower. I think I recall them showing Solution 9 in one of the presentations for the expansion before it was released. If it's what I think it is, like a whole entire new area or whatever, I might end the stream around there. I'm guessing Solution 9 is this whole area on the other side here. That's probably what it is. Oh, the static coming off the trees. Cool. Now let me get this gemstone trader thing out the way. There we go. It's still down south. If it's past that wall, so I guess we're not gonna be beginning until we get into Solution 9. Centuries. So, how are we supposed to get past exactly? Ah, there you are. The Queen Sphene has registered you as guests. You should be able to march right in. Let's hope it worked. And if she hasn't, then you may have a swarm of Zzaralja's minions to deal with. Sounds about right. Nothing for it, but to see if Sphene has betrayed us, eh? Or maybe she just wasn't able to do her job because of Zzaralja. Thank you for your diligent service, friends. My companions and I would like to pass, if you'd be so kind. Outrunner Guide unit identified. Registration number verified. 6 accompanying civilians identified. Verifying credentials. Do we gotta go one by one? Credentials verified. Welcome, guests to Queen Sphene. Oh, we're in. What's relief? Yep. There you have it. Seems the Queen was true to her word. Follow me, everyone. Solution 9 awaits. Solution 9, This isn't another dungeon. It's like we just had one recently. No, it isn't. Okay. I was gonna say. Huh. What in the... Whoa.
ever keep. A tower of electrobe piercing a perpetual shroud of storm clouds.
It's a
Occupying the
whole...
9th level of this 12-tiered structure.
Oh
is a
my
residential
god!
district
This
called
is
Solution
awesome!
9. In so naming their home, what hopes did its founders harbor for it? And did it prove the answer they sought?
Dr. Solution 9. It's a whole ass cyberpunk city! That is awesome! Amazing!
Spectacular, isn't it?
That's one word to put it.
There are more districts throughout the tower, including industrial ones, but Solution 9 is the largest.
Just being here makes my head spin.
Perfectly natural reaction.
You think? This looks amazing.
A city of shimmering electrodes, replete with strange technologies that cater to every conceivable need. We never dreamed the light back home in Yysaulani.
This is legit a whole ass cyberpunk dystopia.
Now, while I go and explain the situation to those in the back room, why not take a moment to explore?
Oh yeah, I'm exploring. I'm hella exploring. This it feels like I'm just in Night City.
Experiences are far more educational than dry explanations. And you want to know more about Sphene and Zeralja's dominion, do you not?
Oh yes, I do. You had me at explore.
I had a feeling you'd be keen.
I'm an adventurer, woman. This is what we live for.
Just to confirm, while we have been allowed inside, are we also permitted to roam?
Good question, actually.
Absolutely. As Sphene's registered guest, you'll find you're exempt from the sentry scrutiny.
Oh, cool.
The elevator to the uppermost level. I wouldn't go near that. But other areas should be fine provided you act like you belong.
I'm guessing the uppermost level is where Zeralja is.
All right then, we'll show ourselves around.
Yes. Familiarizing ourselves with the technology here will help us prepare for the battles to come.
Yep, that's exactly what we're here to do.
Try not to enjoy yourselves too much, or you're liable to attract attention.
Are you talking to me or Raha with that?
Once you've explored to your satisfaction, come to the entrance to True View in the eastern sector. The way from there is a little complicated, so I'll send someone to guide you.
Understood. We'll see you later.
Oh, this is awesome.
I shall speak with the residents. Perhaps one of them will recognize the earring.
What's with this place? How can this all be the inside of a tower?
I don't know, but it's so amazing.
What aren't you telling me? Where are you?
That, I can't reveal yet. Precautions, you understand. Just know that I'm safe. But come, tell me about your adventurer friend. You seem to have a great deal of faith in him.
Oh, we've been through a lot.
Must have been through a lot together.
You can say that.
You might say that. For instance, we found the entrance to the Golden City.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to tell you about that.
Wait, what? You did?
Yep.
Why didn't you mention this sooner?
We were too preoccupied with the whole resistance group thing and all that, learning about regulators and everything.
You want to explore together?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
It's not that I'm scared or anything. Everything is just so different from home is all.
Sir. Oh, this is I don't know what to say to this. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, this is amazing. Tower's inside a tower. I see it, but I still can't believe it. For now, I say we proceed straight ahead. If we feel like we're getting lost, we can always turn around and go back to where we came. I mean, this leads to an Aetheryte, so... I'm gonna have to get attuned to all the Ethernet shards here, too. Oh, wow. But I did say I was gonna end it off for today once you got here, so that's what I'm gonna do as soon as I get attuned to this Aetheryte. This is amazing. I thought this game couldn't make me more surprised with its environments before, but then they added in a whole ass cyberpunk city. A dystopia. I feel like we just got dropped into Night City from Cyberpunk 2099. That's what it feels like to me. I don't want to think about what happened to fall down there. Oh, I want to savor this. I want to savor this place. So I'm gonna end it for today. I'll be back with more of this tomorrow. Oh man, it's this. I'm geeking out about this so much, so badly. I can't help it. I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, please, we hope to see you again, masters and misses. Until next time.